Oh, sorry. I thought my
Okay.
mic was muted. My apologies. Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Uh, so
I
I was
asked
saying
you.
that we're waiting on Robert and maybe Charles.
Okay. So, should I drop off? You can continue.
I'm sorry.
Should I drop off? You can continue.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Apasar, all the best. We'll connect later.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess not sure if Charles is joining, but yeah, for the most part, think we should be good to go. So, the, yeah, so we could go around and just do introductions. I guess
Yeah, upper side. Oh, great. Yeah, sound good. Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So all the team members is very good knowledge and fantastic. So I am telling my. So yeah, I am Appasab. So currently living in Magarpatta, Pune, in India. So I have total experience around 7 years. So journey starting is 2016 after graduation completing. So basically, primary skill is mobile application development using a iOS site. So basically, Objective C and Swift. They almost around 1.5 years fully working on a native sites, iOS native site, then moving to the React native site. So React native site almost a 6.5 years experience. So basically journey starting mainly working on a mainly domain working on a banking sector, insurance sector and e-commerce, mainly three sector I am working. And basically starting journey React native is using class base, then moving to the hooks base. So I have primary skill is obviously React Native. Then secondary is Next.js. Next.js is a web application creating, SEO optimization also good. We are using. Then also backend side we are using Node.js. Node.js inside one good framework is Nest.js, and also we are working on a GraphQL. Also REST API GraphQL, but recently project inside a GraphQL. And I have also knowledge in DevOps side. So how to creating a Docker images, how to deploying step by step using CID CD pipeline, how to pushing on a secure way to managing Jenkins, Kubernetes, container, how to managing. And so React native side in deeply we are going. So styling for we are using Restyle Shopify is a good library managing the Shopify teams. Global state management for we are using recently we are using almost 2 year two project before Mobex. Mobex is also good library as compared to the Redux Saga. Then securely management the native side multiple we are creating SDK custom framework. Android side also working on a securely. So payload encryption decryption securely part, because previous is a banking sector application, so securely better way handling. And like this end to end developments like as means like as a project manager is explaining a Jira, so Jira wise we creating a subtask and step by step development. Once the sprint is completed, then we are showing the client side all the feature, then creating a build using Fastlane. We are using Fastlane for deploying. And once print is complete, then we are deploying on the app store using internal testing and also the test flight on the internal testing. So once the build is deploying, then internal testing is testing, and once the completing, then deploy on a production. So like this is overall journey. So we also working on a unit testing writing, so web and also mobile side, also creating a storybook. So core components for representation easily for client, this is we are using button, this is input text, drop down. Storybook is a very fantastic feature. And yeah, my hobbies is mostly I like is cycling. So weekend I am going to outside, so I like cycling and learning a new technology like Next.js is recently new version is coming, so what it changes, learning. And also we are I'm creating npm self packages and we deploying the publicly, so another developer helpful. Yeah, this is my overall journey. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, sure, 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 sure. So basically, React Native side, we also working on class-based component and hooks-based component. Recently, two project is mainly working on a hooks-based component, and we are inside multiple. We are using technology, so security, payload encryptions, also push notification. We are using also local site database. We are using Realm database, SQLite database. Then also the styling for we are using Restyle Shopify, similar to React Native Paper, but Paper is better way, Restyle Shopify, reusable component, and also handling the memory leaks. So there is use memo, use callbacks, is good way managing, and yeah, better way security. Also 100% properly creating UI like this. Yeah, like this. Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, sure. So before two project ago, before, so we are using Redux Saga. Redux Saga is a global state management library. So there is creating types, action, multiple reducer, then combined reducers, one root reducer creating, and the provider we can passing. But right now we are using MobiX. MobiX is a very good library maintaining. So there is observable available, so action observable, maintaining a multiple, creating like this multiple store, and easily you can manage, you can easily you can update the observable. So yeah, like this. Basically we I'm working on a both Redux Saga and MobiX, but I like personally MobiX is good. Yeah, sure. So basically, cloud side we are using mostly Azure sides. So Azure side we are using a Terraform through creating a services. So which you required storage for, we are using storage, writing a Terraform inside the some script, and once the your the Azure side is services creating, then integrate to React Node.js to Azure. So some React Native is library we are using, I think Azure client. So Azure client through some images uploading the specific container inside. So Node.js to React Native connected using we are using GraphQL. So GraphQL we are using Apollo client. Apollo client is a very good tool for communication front end and back end for Apollo client. Client and server side communication. Apollo client uploader through uploading the image, firstly sending to the Node.js, and Node.js communication to Azure sides. So Azure side is uploading the image and read write the path. Once the path is read write, then storing the specific the MongoDB. We are using MongoDB database and storing the database like this. This is for the storage. And also before project we are using AWS. There is S3 buckets, so for the storing file. Also SE instance for the creating a instance. There is we are using Ubuntu instance, means virtual machine similar to, and there is we deploying PM2 through the execute the backend code, and yeah, like this. So basically Azure side we are using app services, virtual machines, then storage for container we are using, then Kubernetes cluster we are using, Kubernetes services we are using. Yeah, like this. And Azure side we are using mostly EC2 instance, S3 bucket, router we are using like this. As a requirement wise, we are using the services. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. So basically, Node.js inside creating a REST API through using Express. So firstly, we are using all the endpoint. There is middleware also communication for the token authentication or authorization checking for JW2 token. We are using library. So creating a token and verify the tokens. Also, the Swagger is important. Swagger for every endpoint there is missing payloads and requires how to passing the request and how to execute the and getting the output, because once you end to end creating a Swagger, then you can pass to the front end team easily. We understand the your the Swagger endpoints. So React Native side, so React Native side we are using third party library is Adjust through the maintaining the all the communication, means client to server side communication. You are the you have endpoint is get, push, put, delete. So specific endpoint hitting, passing to the data, get the response, and execute the front end side once the like is storing the local storage. But before we can encrypt it and store the database and store the your the asynchronous storage. Otherwise you can using a third party library. And yeah, you can managing the end to end. But adjust maintaining before we creating a root level, create a core service inside, create a one class inside, maintaining a get, push, post, multiple functions, and every feature wise again and again call the core service. Don't use again and again adjust inside a component. This is not good way. You call the main your the parent component core service like this. Yeah. Yeah, sure. So basically, you have a some home page, some showing the card list of the some cars list. So basically, we need a re optimization code. Means like as a basic component, we create a core components. Like as a card related, create a core component, then button related core components. Then you can managing reusable component entire the application. Firstly, main focus the creating core components. Once any specific changes, then modify only the core components. So designing for we are using ratio is important. Means you have Android, ipad, then you have a ipad also, Android also tablet, then maintaining using a ratio. Otherwise we mentioning a flex inside like this, maintaining all the responsive screen. So you can maintaining a flex means wrap up the screen inside the multiple. You can creating a view, then also managing the properly flexbox like this is very important. And in case you not fixing the issue, then we managing the using a ratio. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sure. So before project we handling also the local synchronization. So basically user is going to offline, so access the local database data and store the on the component, but user is showing the bottom on the line, you going to offline for the hint for the end user. So all the execution storing the data in local site, also maintaining the timing, so when is user connect to the online, when is connecting going to offline. So because timing is very important for the synchronization data, server database to local database. So once the user is coming back to online, then the synchronous to the server side database, and local side is storing the some data, then the specific record to update the server side, like this. Debugging for mostly we are using Mobex dev tools, and Redux Saga use we are using I think Redux dev tools. Yeah, memory leaks means like as a you creating one component, you have a some this memory, and inside memory is using a specific component related memory. Once the you component going to next thing means like as a your component is did mount, sorry unmount. Okay, once means your component is kill, but your the before allocation memory is the going to garbage collection. So once the you going to another component, so moving to another component, before component some you activity, set timer, otherwise set interval, otherwise some listener you can add it. So before use effect inside return inside release the all the activities like clear interval, clear listener, all the memory is released, and then going to next screen, like this. No, thank you. Mm, that time we are using also the synchronization data, but I am not working this point. So basically you using minimization, so minimization for rendering side, react native rendering side we are using use memo and use callback, but you saying ki some again and again some rest api is calling, so that time is minimization. So then basically we are using GraphQL. GraphQL there is one endpoint available, not a multiple endpoint, and there is mutation and queries available. I hope your answer is correct. I am actually confusing your question. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Basically low connectivity is internet issue, so that time another way, but I'm only the assuming is not correctly answer. So there is two devices we are sharing the data like as any middleware, like as any bluetooth through sharing the data, but this is we are using a like private and protected key. This is important. Once the application is sending some data another to client, so all the data is encrypted format you can send another, and once the another user is getting the data, then decrypt the data, and then we are using middleware, we are using security, all the security, we all the layer we are using and sending to the offline to one user to another user data using any medium, so using any bluetooth through any another technology like this. Separating business logic for interface using. So mhm. Yeah, basically you saying MUC pattern. So here is we are not using MUC pattern. So basically we are using core components. For the core component there is we are using atomic design pattern. So atomic, atom means like as a basic component, molecules means combination of the complex component, or organization means like as your hard component. There is business logic is hard. Core component is creating core store, also creating core store inside multiple you have a store. Then also core services we are using are core utilities, so reusable some utilities, then managing the utility. And also the modules, or you can create a future folder. Future folder you can create a only one single folder is login, means authentication. There is authentication folder inside maintaining only the authentication code. There is screen your the store core component inside the login, also course component and services, not a core is a main level, you are the core component, core services, core utils. But modules login inside again the specific component record, component services store, and the you are the screen. Then registration another you can create another folder, then also the maintaining your the component screens, then you are the store utilities inside. So basically we separating the your the model wise separating, and core also the separating. So we are using atomic design pattern. If you any another developer easily we understanding, okay, so here is writing a core servicing separately, core components writing separately, and model inside separating the login related another folder, registration related another folder, product related another folders, like as a payout related, or add to cart related another folders. And also the hyphen test hyphen inside write only the test cases, like this test cases also the defining a separately, maintaining a whole code separately. Yeah. And also one more points. So in case we have same feature we implementation mobile application and web application, then we are using a like this submodel concept. Submodel concept means like as a GitHub submodel concept. So submodel concept one creating a one repo, and one repo sharing to the mobile side and website, same feature we are using like this. Once the submodel repo inside some changes, then we also effect to the web and mobile side. Yeah. So basically currently project is fully we are working on TypeScript, not using a JavaScript. It around 2 years I am working on a TypeScript. Yeah. Yeah, Pascal, correct, correct. Yeah. Okay, you asking ki Android native side you saying. Yeah, not much more, but I know how to configuration. So some how to working Android application, how to Gradle working properly. So how to write programs rules. Then also the varies execution main manifest XML file app manifest. There is some related feature wise requirement. Then we implementation the using a Android side. So not much more experience is Android side, but basically some React Native side, some challenges coming. So sometime notification on specific notification on click, then user not going to specific land on the screen. Then we handling the configuration we did before the native side, fully native side, Android side. Basic. I know how to executions, Android flow, how to where is maintaining which file is working for specific feature for. Yeah, like this. And we are also writing some native modules. Some before previous project is one feature is not possible in React Native side. So creating PDF and protected the PDF, there is not any third party available for React Native side. This is feature fully implementation of the fully native and iOS side using a native modules through creating the native iOS side. For we are writing in Swift and Objective side, there is bridge concept we are using, and Android side at the rate React method, and we communication to React Native to native, and React Native to Android native using bridge concept, like this. Yeah, basic idea I know. And then native side, because journey is yeah, journey is starting iOS native side, then moving to the React native. So not move fully working on Android native, but basic overall I know. I'm familiar with CLI is best. Expo is actually some limitation. Expo is better always, because we have right now some any modification, then we are easily we can implementation in CLI. Yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yeah, awesome your team. Yeah, sure. Thank you guys. Yeah, bye bye.